Is our own Congress becoming a battleground for the very foreign conflicts it is supposed to be overseeing?
The House floor turned into a shouting match yesterday, leaving decorum in the dust and exposing a massive, ugly divide in American politics that no longer hides behind closed doors. Before we continue, if you want to stay on top of everything happening in US politics, hit that subscribe button right now and leave a like. It really helps this channel grow, and it keeps you informed on the stories the mainstream media might be burying. The incident started during a tense debate regarding a resolution aimed at forcing the withdrawal of U.S. forces from Lebanon. Representative Rashida Tlaib, a leading voice of the progressive wing of the Democratic Party, is the primary driver behind this measure. Her argument is that the United States has no business facilitating the war in Lebanon. However, Republicans quickly pointed out a glaring, potentially dangerous omission in her proposal: it makes no mention of Hezbollah. As you likely know, Hezbollah is a U.S.-designated terrorist organization and a key proxy force for the Iranian regime.
The silence regarding Hezbollah in Tlaib's resolution did not sit well with the GOP. Representative Max Miller of Ohio took the floor and didn't mince words. He didn't just criticize the policy, he attacked the character of the sponsor. Miller looked directly at Tlaib and declared that Hezbollah members are butchers, and then, in a move that effectively froze the House for over an hour, he accused Tlaib of being someone who likes to hang out with them. The chamber erupted. It wasn't just a policy debate anymore, it became a personal, explosive confrontation that forced the presiding chair to step in. When Tlaib shouted back, calling the remark an attack on her character, Miller's retort, "Are we getting a little emotional?" only served to pour gasoline on the fire. It took more than an hour of deliberation for the presiding chair to rule that Miller's comments were out of order. Ultimately, his words were struck from the record, and he was barred from speaking on the House floor for the remainder of the day. But the GOP wasn't backing down. Foreign Affairs Committee Chairman Brian Mast doubled down, declaring for the record that he stood by everything Miller had said. He even attempted to introduce evidence regarding Tlaib's past associations, including reports about her involvement in a Facebook group that allegedly glorified the Hamas invasion on October 7. So, what does this actually mean for the future of U.S. foreign policy?
This resolution is widely expected to die on the House floor today, but the damage to the bipartisan consensus is palpable.
Republicans argue that the resolution is not just misguided, but dangerous.
They claim that pulling support now would undermine the protection of our embassy in Beirut and destroy our efforts to train the Lebanese armed forces, which is currently one of the few barriers preventing a complete Hezbollah takeover of the state.
What we are witnessing is the collision of domestic political agendas with high-stakes international security.
For the Democrats, this presents a nightmare scenario. They are being forced to choose between the progressive base that demands an immediate military withdrawal and the institutional reality that cutting ties in Lebanon could empower terrorists.
When Representative Delia Ramirez was pressed on whether she wanted to see the U.S.
continue training the Lebanese army to fight Hezbollah, she dodged the question entirely, claiming it was a different debate.
The optics here are devastating.
We have members of Congress accusing their colleagues of being proxies for terrorist organizations, while the legislative body is paralyzed by accusations and vitriol.
This isn't just a breakdown of manners, it is a breakdown of the ability to govern in an era of extreme ideological polarization.
The outcome of Thursday's vote will be a litmus test for the Democratic Party, and it will set a tone for how the House handles future foreign policy resolutions.
Will they continue to allow these measures to be framed by personal grievances, or can they return to a serious discussion about the risks of leaving a power vacuum in the Middle East? So, what do you think about this? Was Max Miller right to call out these ties, or was he overstepping his bounds by bringing such heated personal rhetoric to the floor? Drop your opinion in the comments below. I read every single one.
This situation is a powder keg, and the fact that our elected officials are turning the House floor into a theater of personal attacks rather than legislative debate is something every American needs to pay attention to. Stay sharp, stay informed, and we will keep you updated as this story develops.